Hi, Joni here. Putin's 10 biggest mistakes of the war in Ukraine. That will be the topic of today's video. As you might have guessed, I will go through Putin's 10 biggest mistakes of the war in this video. The list I present is not exhaustive, and I don't count some of the mistakes he did before the war. But if there's any big mistake that I have missed, don't hesitate to write about it in the comments. Let's get to the video. Once seen as a ruthless strategic mastermind, Putin's failed invasion of Ukraine exposed a long list of miscalculations. These miscalculations will define Putin's legacy and accelerate Russia's decline. Let's break them down. His first mistake was launching the war at all. Putin overreached. Russia cannot achieve its strategic goals in Ukraine and it's losing the war because of that. The war has drained Russia economically, militarily and diplomatically. It was a badly prepared war that he could not win. His mistake number 2 was underestimating Ukraine. Putin completely misread Ukraine's will to fight. He expected a quick collapse. Instead, Ukraine unified, resisted and gained global support. A catastrophic miscalculation. Mistake number 3. Russia invaded with too small of a force. Russia tried to shock Ukraine into surrender with a quick attack, but with very limited manpower. Russia only used about 200,000 troops at the beginning of the war, and it obviously failed. Ukraine didn't bend and it fought back harder. Russia just lacked the manpower to achieve a quick victory. And it's just a basic rule of warfare that you need more men to attack than to defend. And it just shows how much Putin truly misunderstands Ukraine. He started believing his own lies. Mistake number 4. Putin waited too long to start the full-scale war. If Putin truly wanted a full-scale war, 2014 and 2015 was his window. Ukraine was more divided and less prepared than it is now. By 2022 it was stronger, more prepared and its military had modernized at least a bit. Ukraine was ready to fight. And this is something that many nationalists in Russia won't forgive Putin for. Strelkov being one of them. Mistake number 5. Making the war existential for Russia. Putin has framed the war as a fight for Russia's survival, which it's not. But he's turning an invasion into an existential war. And that's something very dangerous, especially if you're not winning. He leaves no room for retreat, and it raises the cost of failure. There are good reasons why he's doing that, but it's a dangerous game that he's playing. Mistake number 6. Turning the war into a genocide. By denying Ukraine's right to exist, and by using genocidal rhetoric, Putin made sure that there would be fierce resistance. He united Ukraine and its allies. The genocide backfired. Putin's genocidal rhetoric and daily war crimes don't benefit Russia in any way. They give Ukraine a reason to keep fighting and the West a reason to keep supporting Ukraine. It's foolish to do that, but Putin is not very smart, at least on a strategic level. Mistake number 7. Leaving hundreds of billions abroad in the West. Russia kept massive reserves in Western banks and lost access to them. Over $300 billion worth of assets were frozen at the beginning of the war. That's a lot of money for Russia. Money it could use to fund its war. Mistake number 8. Sacrificing global influence. By going all in on Ukraine, Russia left allies exposed. Just ask Assad what he thinks about it. Or ask Armenia. Russia's soft power has collapsed. Mistake number 9. Almost there. Trusting Prigozhin and Wagner. Wagner helped Russia a lot in its operations abroad, and he played a big role in Bakhmut. But the 2023 coup attempt really humiliated Putin and exposed cracks in his control. Empowering warlords always comes with a price, and Putin found out the hard way in 2023. It's something Putin and his supporters would prefer to forget about. And finally, mistake number 10. Uniting and expanding NATO. Putin wanted to weaken NATO, but instead he revived it. Finland and Sweden joined. NATO countries increased their defense spending, and Russia's border with NATO just got a lot longer. Putin's legacy won't be strategic brilliance, it will be overreach. He launched a war he can't win, misjudged Ukraine, and weakened Russia. He also made this war that he's losing existential for himself. Like many dictators before him, he started to believe his own myth. That would be his legacy and he really earned it. What do you think about this? Is there some big mistake that I forgot to talk about? You know my takes, but I want to hear yours. Write your thoughts in the comments. That was it for today's video. I hope that you liked it. If you did, please like and subscribe and see you in the next video. Thank you.